Hello, I'm Hill from the Touching Animals Story channel. Today I'm excited to share with you an inspiring story about the extraordinary friendship between a dog and a cat. Together they overcame challenges and found joy in life again. This heartwarming story will leave you with meaningful lessons and much to reflect on. Let's dive in and listen. Old Rocky, the Anderson family's golden retriever, had been their loyal companion for 12 wonderful years. His once golden muzzle had turned snowy white, but his tail always wagged with joy, and his gentle nature made him beloved by the entire neighborhood. However, this past spring, Olivia Anderson noticed something troubling. Rocky had started bumping into furniture more frequently. "Something's not right with Rocky," Olivia told her husband James one evening as they watched their faithful companion cautiously make his way across the living room, his nose almost touching the floor. Their concern led to a visit to the veterinarian, where they received devastating news. Dr. Daisy, their trusted vet, gently explained, "Rocky has progressive cataracts in both eyes. He's going completely blind." While cataracts were not uncommon in older golden retrievers, Dr. Daisy noted that Rocky's condition was advancing rapidly. Over the following weeks, Rocky's world grew darker. Once full of energy, he became hesitant to move, spending most of his time curled up in his bed by the fireplace. His once cheerful tail barely wagged, and the light in his eyes seemed to dim. Olivia, a retired school teacher, dedicated hours to researching ways to help blind dogs. She rearranged the furniture to create clear paths, placed scent markers around the house, and added textured mats to guide him. Despite her efforts, Rocky's depression lingered. "He needs something more than we can give him," Olivia said one morning as she watched Rocky refuse to venture into the backyard for his usual morning routine. "He needs a friend who can understand his world in a way we can't." It was then that their granddaughter, Amelia, shared a heartwarming video of a cat guiding a blind dog at a shelter in another state. The idea seemed far-fetched, but Olivia couldn't shake the feeling that this might be what Rocky needed. "We're going to the shelter," she announced to James, "today." Little did they know that this decision would change Rocky's life and lead to one of the most remarkable animal friendships their small town had ever seen. When Olivia and James arrived at the local shelter, the cacophony of barking dogs and meowing cats filled the air. They were there with a specific mission: to find a cat for their blind dog. Grace, the shelter manager, raised an eyebrow at their unusual request, but then smiled warmly. "Actually, I might have just the right candidate," Grace said. She led them to a quiet corner of the cat room, where a striking gray cat with golden eyes perched on a high shelf. Unlike the other cats who were either sleeping or clamoring for attention, this one was carefully observing everything happening below. "This is Bella," Grace explained. "She's about 3 years old. The interesting thing is, she's been helping our elderly cats find their food bowls and guiding them to the litter boxes. We've never seen anything quite like it." Bella tilted her head, studying Olivia and James with intelligent eyes. When Grace reached up to bring her down, Bella gracefully descended into her arms without protest. "She was found in a nursing home parking lot," Grace continued. "We think she might have been a therapy cat because she's incredibly patient and intuitive. Watch this." Grace placed Bella near a blind elderly cat sleeping in the corner. Bella immediately sat beside the cat. When it woke up disoriented, Bella gently pressed against its side, guiding it toward a nearby water bowl. "That's remarkable," Olivia whispered, her eyes welling with tears. "But how would she react to a dog?" The shelter staff arranged a careful introduction in a quiet room. Rocky, hesitant and unsure, was brought in, his movements slow and cautious in the unfamiliar space. Bella, already waiting inside, watched him intently. What happened next left everyone speechless. Bella approached Rocky slowly, emitting a soft trilling sound. Rocky's ears perked up at the unusual noise. Rather than showing fear or aggression, Bella walked in a figure-8 pattern around Rocky's legs, brushing against him gently. Rocky, who had been standing stiffly, began to relax, his tail giving a small wag, the first genuine sign of happiness Olivia and James had seen in weeks. Then Bella did something extraordinary. She walked a few steps away from Rocky and made the same trilling sound, as if calling him. Tentatively, Rocky took a step toward her voice. "She's showing him the way." James said in amazement. From that moment, it was clear that Bella was exactly what Rocky needed. The Andersons brought her home, and the bond between the blind dog and his feline guide would soon transform not only Rocky's life, but also the hearts of everyone who witnessed their remarkable partnership. Bella approached Rocky slowly, making a soft, trilling sound. Rocky's ears perked up at the unfamiliar noise, and instead of reacting with fear or aggression, Bella began circling him in a figure-8 pattern, letting her body gently brush against his legs. Rocky, who had been standing stiffly moments before, visibly relaxed. His tail gave a small wag, the first genuine sign of happiness Olivia and James had seen in weeks. Then Bella did something extraordinary. She walked a few steps away from Rocky and made the same trilling sound again, as if calling him. Tentatively, Rocky turned his head toward the sound and took a cautious step forward. "She's showing him the way," James said, amazement in his voice. The first few days after Bella's arrival at the Anderson home were filled with adjustments. Olivia and James had prepared everything for the cat: a special bed, a litter box, and climbing posts, but Bella showed little interest in these amenities. From the first night, she established her own routine. Instead of curling up in her plush new bed, Bella chose to sleep on the edge of Rocky's large cushion near the fireplace. Whenever Rocky stirred in the night, disoriented or uncomfortable, Bella would make her soft, trilling sound, a gentle reminder that he wasn't alone. The real breakthrough came on the third morning, during breakfast. Since losing his sight, Rocky had been reluctant to walk to his food bowl, often waiting for someone to guide him. But that morning, Olivia and James watched in amazement as Bella orchestrated an extraordinary scene. The clever cat walked to Rocky's bowl, tapped it twice with her paw to make a distinct sound, and then returned to Rocky. She brushed against his side and walked a few steps forward, pausing to make sure he was following. Step by step, she led Rocky to his breakfast. "It's like they're dancing," Olivia whispered to James, not wanting to break the spell of the moment. Soon, Bella developed a complete system of signals. A soft meow meant "step up" for the porch stairs. A gentle pat with her paw signaled "careful, obstacle ahead." Her special trill always meant "follow me, it's safe." With Bella by his side, Rocky's confidence grew daily. He began venturing into the backyard again. Bella would walk slightly ahead, pausing at changes in the ground to guide him around flower beds and past the old oak tree. Neighbors who had once seen a defeated old dog now watched as Rocky walked with his head held high, his tail wagging more frequently. Bella was always there, a faithful feline companion, her graceful gray form a constant shadow to his golden one. One afternoon, Mrs. Jenkins from next door came over in tears. "I just the most beautiful thing," she told Olivia. Rocky was sleeping in the sun, and he started whimpering in his dreams. "That cat of yours," Bella went right over and pressed against his side until he calmed down. Then she groomed his face, just like a mother would do for her pup. But the most touching moments were the quiet ones. In the evenings, as Olivia and James watched TV, they would often look down to see Bella and Rocky curled up together. Bella's gray form nestled into Rocky's golden fur, both peacefully asleep. Two souls who had found exactly what they needed in each other. As autumn turned to winter, the Anderson family faced a new challenge. The first snowfall transformed their familiar backyard into an unfamiliar landscape, and Rocky became disoriented by the changing textures under his paws. One particular cold morning, Rocky stood hesitantly at the back door, his nose twitching at the unfamiliar scent of snow. For the first time since Bella's arrival, he seemed truly afraid to step outside. Bella, however, had a plan. She ventured into the snow first, her delicate paws leaving clear impressions in the fresh blanket. She returned to Rocky, shaking snow off her paws so he could smell it, then walked back into the yard. Slowly and methodically, she created a narrow path, packing the snow down with each step. She would pause every few feet, returning to Rocky to nudge his paw gently with her own, as if saying, "Follow me." "James, come look at this," Olivia called from the kitchen window. They watched in amazement as Bella led Rocky into the snow-covered yard, her carefully packed path guiding him safely. "She's making him a safe path," James marveled. "That cat is smarter than most people I know." The winter brought other challenges, too. The shorter days meant Rocky had to go out in the dark more often. and the cold made his old joints stiff. But Bella adapted to each new challenge with remarkable ingenuity. She even began pushing small rugs into place with her nose to create textured pathways through the house, helping Rocky navigate more easily. With each day, their bond deepened, and the Andersons marveled at how this unlikely pair had transformed each other's lives. Bella wasn't just Rocky's guide, she was his light in the dark, and together, they showed the world that love and friendship could overcome any obstacle. One frosty morning, Rocky stood hesitating at the back door, his nose twitching at the unfamiliar scent of snow. For the first time since Bella had arrived, he seemed truly afraid to step outside. Bella, however, had a plan. She ventured out first, her delicate paws leaving distinct impressions in the fresh snow. Then she returned to Rocky, shaking the snow from her paws near his nose so he could smell it. Slowly and methodically, Bella began creating a path for him. "James, come look at this," Olivia called from the kitchen window. They watched in amazement as Bella walked back and forth, packing down the snow into a narrow corridor. Every few steps she would return to Rocky, gently touching his paw with hers before leading him forward. "She's making him a safe path," James marveled. "That cat is smarter than most people I know." Winter brought its own set of challenges. The shorter days meant Rocky often had to go out in the dark, and the cold made his old joints stiff. Yet Bella adapted to each new obstacle with remarkable ingenuity. She learned to push small rugs into place with her nose, creating textured pathways through the house. When Rocky's arthritis made it difficult for him to get up in the mornings, Bella would gently massage him with her paws until he was ready to move. The local veterinarian, Dr. Daisy, was so impressed with their partnership that she began documenting their story. "This is more than just a friendship," Dr. Daisy told Olivia during one of Rocky's checkups. "Bella isn't just guiding Rocky, she's actively problem-solving to improve his quality of life. It's extraordinary." Word of the unusual pair spread through the small town. People began stopping by just to watch Bella guide Rocky through his daily routines. Dubbed the Seeing Eye Cat, Bella and her remarkable story even made it into the local newspaper. The most magical moment came during the holiday season. The Andersons were hesitant to put up their Christmas tree, fearing it would confuse Rocky's mental map of the house. However, Bella took it upon herself to spend an entire afternoon walking Rocky around the tree, helping him understand this temporary change in his environment. That evening, as the family sat admiring the twinkling lights, Rocky lay beneath the tree, with Bella curled up beside him. The cat had positioned them perfectly so that the colorful lights cast a warm glow over both of them, creating a living Christmas card that brought tears to Olivia's eyes. As winter melted into spring, Rocky and Bella's remarkable partnership began to ripple through the community in unexpected ways. Inspired by their success, the local animal shelter started a program called the Rocky and Bella Program. It carefully paired senior and disabled animals together, and that fostering mutual support. One sunny morning, Grace from the shelter called Olivia with excitement in her voice. "Would you believe it?" she said. "We've successfully paired 3 elderly cats with younger ones who help guide them around. And we just matched a deaf Great Dane with a small terrier who acts as his ears." The program's impact extended even further when the local elementary school invited Rocky and Bella for a visit. Olivia was hesitant at first, worried about how Rocky would handle a new environment, but Bella seemed to understand the importance of their mission. On the day of the visit, Bella guided Rocky through the school halls with extraordinary precision. The children sat in a circle on the floor, watching in awe as Bella used her various signals to help Rocky navigate around them. "This," their teacher explained, "is what true friendship looks like. It doesn't matter if you're different or need help. Sometimes real friends find ways to help each other." A little girl in a wheelchair raised her hand. "Just like my best friend helps me carry my books," she exclaimed, and her classmate beside her beamed with pride. The visit was so successful that it became a monthly event. The school counselor noted that children who struggled with disabilities or differences began to feel more confident. "If a cat can help a blind dog," one young boy said, "then maybe it's okay that I need help reading." Back at home, Rocky and Bella continued to grow closer. Bella's intuitive care and gentle guidance had not only transformed Rocky's life, but also inspired a community. Together, they demonstrated that love, patience, and friendship could bridge any gap, lighting the way for others to follow. As differences began to feel less daunting for others, thanks to Rocky and Bella's inspiring bond, their connection continued to deepen at home. Bella had developed an extraordinary ability to anticipate Rocky's needs. She seemed to know when his joints were stiff, spending extra time warming them with her body heat. On stormy nights, when the rumble of thunder made Rocky anxious, Bella would press herself closer to him, purring loudly until his trembling stopped. Her presence was a source of comfort and calm, a silent reassurance that he was never alone. One spring afternoon, as Rocky and Bella basked in the sunshine in the backyard, Olivia overheard a conversation between two neighbors over the fence. "You know," one said thoughtfully, "I used to think cats and dogs could never really be friends, and I certainly never imagined a cat could be so purposeful in helping others." "Makes you wonder, doesn't it?" the other replied. "How many assumptions we make about who can help whom, or who can be friends with whom." Olivia smiled, watching as Bella gently guided Rocky back toward the porch steps, patiently waiting for him to navigate each one. In their quiet, unassuming way, this unlikely pair was teaching the community about compassion, adaptation, and the limitless possibilities of friendship. As summer approached, it became clear that Rocky was slowing down noticeably. At 14 years old, his muzzle was now completely white, and despite Bella's devoted care, age was taking its inevitable toll. Yet, if anything, Bella became even more attentive. One particularly memorable morning, Rocky struggled to rise from his bed, his joints especially stiff. Without hesitation, Bella ran to Olivia, meowing insistently until Olivia followed her. The clever cat led her directly to the cabinet where Rocky's arthritis medication was kept. "She's not just his eyes anymore," James observed softly, watching Bella's determined efforts. "She's become his voice too." Word of their remarkable relationship reached the local veterinary college, which asked to document their bond for a study on animal connections and adaptive behaviors. Researchers were amazed by Bella's extensive vocabulary of signals and her ability to adjust her methods to suit Rocky's changing needs. During one observation, they recorded Bella developing a new signal. When Rocky seemed unsure of which direction to turn, Bella would use her tail to gently brush his left or right side, signaling the safest path forward. The researchers called it innovative interspecies communication. As Rocky's mobility decreased, Bella adapted their routine. Instead of exploring the yard, she created smaller adventure zones on the porch, incorporating different textures like leaves, flower petals, or grass to give Rocky new sensory experiences. She would even bring him small treasures, a fallen feather, a soft leaf, carefully placing them where he could discover them with his nose. Their story continued to spread, inspiring a children's book author to write The Cat Who Became Eyes. The book quickly became popular in hospitals and therapy centers, teaching children that disabilities don't define a person or an animal. They simply create opportunities for unique bonds and profound lessons. One golden autumn evening, as the setting sun bathed the living room in warm light, Olivia watched Bella guide Rocky to his favorite spot by the fireplace. Rocky's steps were slower now, but Bella matched his pace perfectly, never rushing, never leaving his side. Olivia turned to James, her voice thick with emotion. "When we went to the shelter that day, we thought we were finding a guide for Rocky," she said. "But Bella showed us something far more important. She showed us that love doesn't just help you see, it helps you transform." James nodded, his gaze resting on Bella as she settled beside Rocky, her gray fur a striking contrast to his golden coat, just as it had been from the very beginning. "And she showed us," he added softly, "that sometimes the best teachers come in the most unexpected packages." Rocky and Bella's story continued to inspire their community, reminding everyone that the purest forms of love and friendship know no boundaries. Whether between species or abilities, their bond was a testament to the power of compassion. Together, they taught others that love doesn't just bridge gaps, it illuminates the path forward. The forms of love and friendship know no boundaries, not between species, not between abilities, and certainly not between hearts that recognize in each other exactly what they need. As the sun set on another day, Bella's gentle purr mixed with Rocky's contented sighs, creating a symphony of companionship that spoke of a bond that could bridge any gap, overcome any obstacle, and light the way through any darkness. One peaceful winter morning, Rocky quietly passed away in his sleep, with Bella faithfully curled beside him. He had lived 2 remarkable years with his feline guide, far exceeding the veterinarian's expectations for his quality of life after going blind. Bella had given him not just guidance, but also a reason to embrace each new day. In the days that followed, Bella's grief was palpable. She often sat by Rocky's empty bed, occasionally making her special trilling sound, the one that had always been just for him. But just as she had taught Rocky to adapt, Bella too found a way to move forward. Olivia noticed Bella spending more time by the window, watching the neighborhood with quiet vigilance. One day, Bella began meowing urgently at the window, refusing to stop until Olivia came to see what was happening. Outside, struggling up the sidewalk, was Mr. Henry from 3 houses down. Recently returned from the hospital after a stroke, he was using his walker for the first time. Without hesitation, Olivia invited him inside for tea. Bella immediately approached him, displaying the same gentle, patient demeanor she had shown with Rocky. By the end of the visit, Mr. Henry was smiling, his first real smile since his stroke. This visit became a new routine. Bella had found a new purpose, helping others in the neighborhood who were struggling with mobility issues or loneliness. Her compassion and intuition extended beyond Rocky's passing, touching the lives of many. The local physical therapy center even invited Bella to become a therapy cat, where she demonstrated an uncanny ability to sense which patients needed encouragement the most. Meanwhile, the Rocky and Bella program at the shelter continued to grow. A special wing was dedicated to pairing animals with complementary needs and abilities. Above its entrance hung a large photo of Rocky and Bella, with the words "Love lights the way" inscribed beneath it. On the 1-year anniversary of Rocky's passing, the Andersons received an unexpected package. It came from a family in another state who had adopted a blind puppy through the Rocky and Bella program. Inside was a heartfelt letter and a photo of their blind puppy being guided by a gray cat who bore an uncanny resemblance to Bella. "Your story gave us the courage to believe in possibilities," the letter read. "Rocky and Bella showed us that sometimes the greatest acts of love come from the most unexpected friendships." Bella lived out her years continuing to touch lives, both human and animal. She never forgot Rocky. On sunny afternoons, she could often be found napping in his favorite spot by the window, where the light made her fur glow gold, just like his had. Years later, when people in town spoke of Rocky and Bella, they didn't just tell the story of a blind dog and the cat who became his eyes. They told a story of how love can bridge any divide, how compassion can light the darkest path, and how the purest forms of friendship can leave a legacy that continues to guide others long after the original story ends. In the end, Rocky and Bella had taught their community that the most beautiful light often comes not from what we can see with our eyes, but from what we can feel in our hearts. Their impact rippled outward in ways no one could have imagined. The local veterinary college established the Rocky and Bella Scholarship, awarded annually to students innovating in animal behavior and therapy. Their story continued to inspire generations, proving that love and friendship, when shared selflessly, can illuminate even the darkest moments. Rocky and Bella showed the world that miracles don't always come with fanfare. Sometimes they arrive quietly, wrapped in fur, waiting to change the world, one heart at a time. Each year, the Rocky and Bella Scholarship was awarded to students innovating in animal behavior and therapy, honoring those who demonstrated creative approaches to helping animals with disabilities. Among those impacted by Rocky and Bella's journey was Jenny Martinez, a child who had met the pair during a school visit. Inspired by their story, Jenny grew up to become a veterinary technician specializing in rehabilitative care for disabled pets. She often shared the tale of the blind dog and his feline guide, whose bond profoundly shaped her life's purpose. Bella's influence extended far beyond the Anderson household. Groundbreaking research in animal-assisted rehabilitation emerged, with medical journals documenting the Bella effect, a phenomenon where animals stepping into caregiving roles demonstrated enhanced cognitive and emotional development. The Andersons kept a treasured photo album filled with memories of Rocky and Bella's extraordinary bond. Bella guiding Rocky through the garden, the pair basking together in a sunbeam on Christmas morning, and their final nap, peaceful and content. Years after Bella's passing, the Andersons established the Guiding Light Fund at their local shelter, helping to cover medical expenses for senior and disabled animals. Its motto, Bella's Legacy, sometimes the best guide is an open heart, reflected the profound message they hoped to spread. In the heart of the town's Central Park stands a bronze statue of a golden retriever and a cat walking side by side, commemorating their remarkable bond. Children often stop to run their hands over the smooth metal, while parents share the tale of Rocky and Bella, a story that continues to inspire generations about the power of love, patience, and understanding. The plaque beneath the statue reads, "For Rocky and Bella, who taught us that true friendship lights the way through any darkness, and that love knows no boundaries." On quiet mornings, some say the magic of Rocky and Bella's story lingers in the sunlight, filtering through the trees, in the gentle kindness of animals helping each other, and in the endless possibilities that open up when we learn to see with our hearts. Rocky and Bella's story reminds us of the transformative power of kindness and empathy. It teaches us to seek ways to support and uplift those in need, whether through small gestures or life-changing acts of compassion. This tale is a testament to how love and friendship can transcend differences, inspiring us to lead with open hearts. Even the simplest acts of care can spark extraordinary change and light the way for others. If this story moved you, please like, subscribe, and share this video to help spread its message of hope and love. Together, we can inspire others to see the beauty in connection and compassion. Thank you for watching, and we wish you a wonderful day.